Okay. So, Adam,
Yeah.
Cole, everyone introduces themselves, and Thing walks over next to you guys. She sits down and says, "All right, fine, I'll do it. I'll do it, fine." Her humanoid torso sinks into her xenomorph-like self.
I will never not.
Welcome to the team. Opposites of the same coin there.
David says, "Listen up, everyone. It's important that you all understand what's going to happen already. Today, we will be making unbelievable history. This will be the first of many great hero escapades, nay, crusades, that we will be going..." All of you get 24 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
We will be going on a great, monstrous crusade against these villains. For society is based upon a set of rules. And for within those rules...
1 point under my maximum.
Nice. And within those rules...
Wait, how much tempo is it again?
24. Obviously up
24.
to your max of half your HP.
Yeah.
Mine's 57, so yeah, I would get all 24.
Yep.
Okay. Damn, you got a lot of hit points. It's almost like your quirks allow you to. Is rum or coke? So, he continues on like this. You feel a twinge of inspiration in your soul. As Mr. Hawk says, "Are you done? All right, great. Let's go to the police station, everybody."
Oh, does this use your buffed rules for inspiring leader as well? Do we get the point of inspiration?
Yes.
Okay.
You get 2 because he has it twice.
Okay.
So,
Adam literally has 3 because of his musician feat.
it continues like this as you guys kind of go on out. Yeah, the bus driver isn't here right now, so your asses are walking. Unless you have a vehicle, then you're driving. Luckily enough, some of you do.
Hey, David.
Now have... Wait, is it me or is it Eve who now has a permanent inspiration die?
It's
Eve.
Okay.
For her goal.
It comes back every day.
Every day.
Okay.
So long as both you and Lizzie are alive.
Is that like... What is that?
So Eve rolled a special thing in her backstory. When I was rolling out her backstory, she rolled something called Soul Link. And she basically picked 2 random people from the campaign and did something called a Soul Link with them. What that is, it's based on a quirk she doesn't even have. It's based on another person's quirk. And basically, so long as she is very close friends, or more in this case, with those people, and so long as they are alive, they both have to be a living creature, she gets 1 inspiration at the crack of dawn every time she uses a long rest.
Okay.
It's a weird backstory role that involves a side quest in Germany, but we'll get to that later. So, after everything, you guys head out. So this police station is on the northern section of the city. The city you guys are in is it's a coastal city, as you already know. But beyond that even, it's also kind of surrounded by forest. It's not like, the town from Monster Hunter. But it is somewhat surrounded by forest on all sides, except for the coast. The coast is pretty much your main way of getting in and out. And it's part of the northern section of the city where the police station is, along a long highway going out of the city along the coast, where you guys pull up to, well, A police station. It's a three-story tall police station with a massive star hanging off the door. What you would expect to see from a police station along the coast in California. It doesn't take you long. Maybe about an hour for everyone to gather there, where Mr. Hawk waits for all of you. Did I ever describe what Mr. Hawk drives?
Oh, by the way, before we continue, I will also mention I do shoot Eve a text saying like where we're going and what like my fucking mission is.
Oh, I'm so happy you did that right now. So, Eve texts you back the following. Hey, what's a good way of getting human existence off of your shoes?
I'm
Just
going to
wondering.
text back just one simple word. Explain?
Currently, I am knee deep in human blood.
Do I need to contact my family's lawyers?
Oh,
or...
no. I didn't do it this time. It's part of our assignment. I'm in a deeper part of the sewers trying to figure shit out with everybody. There's a
Okay.
massive pool of human blood here filled with crusty human corpses.
Oh. I think lemon juice and vinegar gets blood stains out pretty well.
I should probably ask your mother. She probably knows.
Yeah. Either that or one of her little workers.
How's things going with you? What's your assignment?
We're apparently helping with the police investigation, I guess. Like,
Oh,
yeah. We
where
just got
you
here, so I'm not 100% sure yet.
where you guys going? Like where?
Uh, I'm gonna tell her the police station that we're going to.
You guys are in the same city?
Oh, wait, are you guys already in this city?
We're way down south. We're 2 cities south of you. We're almost 100 miles south of you guys right now.
Huh.
The bus driver took us to where we needed to go. This place is a wreck, by the way. Holy hell, someone ripped through here. I can't tell what kind of quirk was used, though.
Well, take your time, go over everything,
There's
be
so many
thorough.
fucking marbles.
What?
There are so many fucking marbles.
Why are there marbles?
I don't know. It's just everywhere I look, there's blood, human corpses, and then every like couple feet in this massive pond of human crust, there's just fucking marbles. There's like little tiny marbles.
What is this, a Dark Souls area?
What the hell?
I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out myself, and I have no idea. Everyone's been picking them up and putting them in a bag, but they smell. They smell horrible for some reason. Worse than human blood and flesh.
You have gloves on, right?
Of course I do.
Okay. I don't want to have to
Goro.
spray you down with a hose next time I seen you.
Goro's not exactly having too much fun either, but at least it's pretty cool. Cole, you okay over there? Did you just get tased? Okay, I guess he got tased.
Yeah, I heard that as well. What the fuck?
Sorry, I had to take a drink. So, she says, whatever. It's nice to talk to you right now, hon. I mean, this place is horrible.
Sounds pretty bad, yeah.
I hope you guys have better fun than we do. The principal came in and said that we needed to prove that we're better than 1A, so he's giving us an extra difficult mission.
Huh.
Turns out that just meant visceral cleanup detail.
That's kind of shitty. We did not get anything like that. Right now we're heading to. Oh God, we might actually get something like that because we just got to the police station, so they might be sending us to go investigate another area that's like this.
Just filled with fucking bodies.
I
You
really hope
just
not.
you come across the scene of just like no Russian. It's just like hundreds of fucking corpses.
Like no Russian. Opens door, just fucking mountain of corpses, just like all neatly stacked. Not just thrown across the floor. No, it's all very neat. Make it even worse. Someone took time.
So yeah, she like describes the scene to you. They are in it's not a sewer, it's a storm drain. They're in a flooding and storm drain connected to do you know what a boat lift is?
Can't say I can think of it off the top of my head.
You ever played Dishonored?
Yes, but it's been like a decent while.
You know, in the very beginning of the game, you're on that boat and you go into that room where the water level is raised and the boat goes up.
Oh, so kind of like what the Panama Canal does.
Yeah, it's connected. So she's in a storm drain connected to one of those.
Okay.
And in this like wide storm drain, it's like a 40-foot by 40-foot storm drain. It's huge. There is just a divot cut in the ground, like a constant, like perfectly circular divot cut in the ground that is just filled with human blood and the occasional like chunk of human flesh floating around, and then just like fucking marbles everywhere, like red marbles everywhere.
Like, why are there so many fucking marbles?
I don't know. I don't know. Someone's got like a fucking marble murder quirk. Maybe they shoot marbles at the speed of light.
I mean, quirks are bullshit. That could be the case.
I
Are they
don't know.
glass marbles or?
Yeah, they're small, tiny glass marbles.
Weird.
I know. Yeah. It says Eve is typing, and it never stops saying Eve is typing.
Eve,
No response.
are you okay?
No response.
Goro's in her class, right?
Yes.
We're gonna text Goro. The fuck happened with Eve?
Listen, Adam, I would love to talk to you about what's going on. However, I am currently trapped. Give me a moment.
Uh-oh. Shit's going down.
God fucking damn it.
I never knew concrete would be the thing to murder me.
How are you trapped?
Give me hold on. I'm almost out. Nope. No, I'm not. Okay. I
Adam's
am.
currently contemplating if 200 miles per if he can reach up to 200 miles per hour in his
Yes.
his Ferrari right now.
The answer is yes.
I think I stepped on a Earth landmine, and I can only move my left arm because the ground exploded on me. It seems like the ground has ambushed me, and Eve is trying to peel me out of here.
I
Nothing's happening. Everyone's all right. I'm just kind of stuck. Can't move very well, and my hand is grasping my phone. Oh, I don't want it to fall in the blood water, so this is kind of all I got to do. Yeah, so I'm kind of stuck. Oh shit! There goes another one. Oh, this is wait. Yeah. Okay. This is bad. I'll contact you in a little bit.
all right. If I don't hear from you in an hour, I'm gonna, mention this to others to actually go get you guys some fucking help.
No, it's fine. It just seems like the Earth is ambushing us.
That's kind of something to worry about.
Concrete never hurt no one.
That is such a fucking lie.
So,
Concrete has hurt a lot of people.
tofu.
Did motherfucker just say tofu to me?
Yes.
Adam was very close to punching his car into 12th gear to get that shit get there in 30 minutes.
So
No, if I was to max out my car, it
Got
would
that
definitely be
12-speed
like
engine.
So, because he has a highway, he'd get there in like 45 minutes. He'd be fine. But so it
assuming
continues
the
like
police
that.
don't catch up with him first for going 200 miles an hour.
They
And
would
like
not.
an hour passes, right? And like everyone either walks here or gets here by bus or by car. During this time,
I just
Goro
come
would
peeling into this police station, fucking park it like perfectly.
send you like a text message as you like park. As you see like, you're kind of one of the first people here. You see Mr. Hawk just waiting there. Mr. Hawk drives a... Oh, God, I've been waiting. Mr. Hawk drives a
If it's lime green, I'm going to lose it.
Yes, it is. It's a bright lime green Mustang with leopard print seats and a convertible hood. Like the hood, not like
what
the
is this
roof.
one called? The Catastrophe?
It's called the clusterfuck. It's called the clusterfuck.
So I'm gonna look at him and be like, that's such a nice car. Why does it have those seats? Why is its hood like that? What did you do to this car?
Oh, I bought it like this.
Please tell me you assaulted the previous owner, because this is not okay.
I don't know the previous owner, unfortunately. I bought it from a auction. Someone wanted to get rid of it. I know it's not okay. That's why I drive it.
Oh, God.
It's got like a convertible hood, as in the hood itself lifts up occasionally and reveals the engine underneath and then goes back down. It also has like comically powerful hydraulics. So it like, when he reverses, the back end lifts almost 45 degrees in the air.
That's fucking damn it.
The pimp machine.
Basically. It's super cursed looking. And it has like 1924 style seats where the seats are like a couch with seatbelts attached to them.
Oh my God. Who allowed this to be made?
That's a good question. Is it as bad as the eyesore from the Bleach campaign?
No, but at the same time, that's not a great standard.
Is it as bad as the sex thing from that same campaign?
Again, not a great standard.
I guess that's true.
Look, when you're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
So, Goro at this time sends you a text message that says, okay, lesson learned, everyone fine now. Marbles are Earth landmines.
And they were collecting them.
Don't trust marbles.
Wow, okay.
I could imagine the teacher got messed up pretty bad by that, since I imagine he was the one holding onto them.
He was next to it. He was literally next to it.
Oh, for
So,
fuck's sakes.
yeah.
I just get this entire message, I just start rubbing my forehead in front of our teacher, just like, oh, God damn it.
Mr. Hawk looks at his phone. Didn't know that was possible. All right. And everyone slowly gets here.
I'm gonna look at Mr. Hawk and be like, hey, do you have a group chat with the 1B teacher?
Yeah, I was just mentioning the...
Marbles?
Yeah, marbles.
Yeah. Oh, God damn it! I fucking hate quirks sometimes, man.
Be careful of any marbles you see. You never know.
Fucking apparently.
How do marbles assault people with concrete? Yeah, whatever.
Cold
So
screw rolls up in the mystery machine.
I was
Essentially,
about to say that. Cole, you pull up next in what is like a fucking van with huge wheels. David gets out, slams the door, bites his lower lip while looking at it, and kicks one of the wheels and says, "Yeah, Team 3-star."
I looked at David's vehicle. I looked back over at fucking the teacher's car. And then I looked back over at mine. I'm so fucking glad I don't have either of those two.
You know, like, okay, you know monster trucks? You know, like, Gravedigger?
Yes.
You know, like it's like David's car is basically that, but smaller. It's like a van, a painted van with huge wheels that are like almost as high as the door. That's what the car looks like. So there you go. I love
got a bunch of
personalities.
electrical equipment in the back. If you were curious.
It does, yes, it does. It has a bunch of like surveillance and electrical equipment. As this originally was a work van. So after that shit pulls into your driveway, the bus comes along, Sarah gets off of it, and then a couple normal cars pull into the police station. And Sarah says, "Not the first time I've been here." You know,
Are you a delinquent?
I just had to get dropped off here a couple times.
Did they try and just, give you away?
What? No. Well, my mom might have, but no.
Alright. I was just checking. Making sure.
Ghost says, looking at the police station, nodding. "This is where my uncle got out."
The hell was he in for?
Oh, don't worry about it. Anyways, Mr. Hawk calls everyone's attention. Hey, everybody. 1, 2, 3. All right, everyone's here. "We have to be on our best behavior here. This is a police station, remember? These people are trying to solve crime, even though they're not very good at it. So,
He's gonna start this educational field trip to the police station with insulting the police.
all I'm saying is, ever since the turn of the 2nd century and heroes became well known within the world and frequent within America, unfortunately, the police have lost most of their funding, most of it going to the Heroes Association.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, stuff has not been good for the police as of recent years. That is why you better be on your best behavior in here, because these people have it hard enough. We're technically taking their jobs. But that's how the future works. Eventually, machines are going to take our jobs, kids.
I mean, maybe?
Technically, they already could if there wasn't enough money in it. So, onwards. First, let's go in. You guys walk in here. So, most of the police station was not told about this, and as you walk in here, the secretary looks up at this gaggle of fucks. And she slowly reaches towards the phone before a man in a business suit kind of walks in front of her and says, "Welcome to the waiting room." Because, yeah, you guys are in like a small... Have you ever been to a police station?
No.
No?
It's basically like, I mean, they're all could be kind of different. It's got like a waiting area, typically a bunch of glass panes that are bulletproof.
Yeah, and there's like a bulletproof pane, and there's a
Like
secretary
separating
behind
off.
those. Yeah.
It goes into like a sealed off area. Is this police station also a county jail as well, or
It
is it just a
is.
police? Is it just a depot?
It is also a county jail and a morgue.
I see. Okay.
The big one.
The one-stop shop.
So yeah, it's like that bulletproof glass and everything separating, and he walks in front of it. And this man is taller. He's about 6'2". He's got big, broad shoulders and a suit with a briefcase on. And he steps forward and says, hello there. You all are the heroes from the school, correct? He says, nodding.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Hawk looks at him and says, are you here to, like, show us what we need to do? Absolutely, the man says, holding up a hand. I have been sent here to guide you to the proper area. The Heroes Association has sent me. Please follow me. Follow me. Do you guys follow? Do you look around? What do you do?
Yeah.
Is it hypocritical of me to say that I feel like my campaigns are too streamlined?
I mean,
I
of.
wouldn't say so.
Like the amount of times we've just decided, hey, we're gonna pause the main story and we're gonna go follow this NPC around for like a week.
I feel like I don't say my catchphrase enough to you guys anymore. You know? You know, my catchphrase. What do you do?
Yep.
I was making a joke, but that aside. So, yeah, he guides you. You guys go downstairs to the morgue. The morgue is currently out of use, but only one of the rooms here has been set up, clearly by him in advance. And he kind of gives you a slight bow as he does so and says, my name is Komichimo, or just call me Ko, if you would. I'm a bit of a transfer from Japan. Even though this
Yeah,
guy
we
does
kind of picked that up
look,
from the whole bow thing. You don't gotta do that here.
this guy does not look Japanese though. He's clearly probably from the Japanese UA. And he says, "This is what we wanted you all to take a look at. Since you have some experience and such, we wanted to see if you all knew anything about this. So, the room is set up like a standard inspection area room. It has 3 bodies laid out on a table, on like 3 separate tables that are interlocked. Each one of them still mostly dressed and still injured. Let's talk about each one of them. First one is of a middle-aged, sort of 50-year-old man. He is wearing a large pair of burnt overalls. He's missing like a good section of his shoulder that has just kind of been burnt off, and his like right shoulder and left lower arm and right lower arm have been mostly just burnt off. He's got like a darker complexion to him, and he's obviously dead. He's probably been dead for at least a day.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a big pair of boots on, which have mud on them. The next person is a older woman, about 50 years old or so as well, maybe 60. She's got a sundress on, which is somewhat appropriate for this time of year. A little bit cold for this time of year, but whatever. A large sundress, a sun hat, which was on her, as well as burns on her right shoulder as well, and near the center of her chest, and along like her right cheek. And then finally, there is a kid. He's like 8 years old or so. About 8 years old, and he's almost unrecognizable. He's got big burns on his like half of his entire body on the right side, which is clearly like horribly painful. If you actually got burned like that, you would certainly die and be in a lot of pain at the same time. I would describe it like Two-Face, basically.
Okay, damn.
Almost splitting his body down the middle, and then there are some burns. That's his right side. On his left side, there are also some burns on his left side as well, mostly on his arms.
Do the burn patterns look similar to the other ones? Are they all the same
Absolutely.
kind of burns?
They're all the same kind of burns. Deep, deep burns going down to the muscles. And immediately Mr. Hawk says, all right, here's how we're going to do this. Each of you line up. We'll go in order. Each of you can inspect the bodies and tell me what you guys know. I'm not exactly a coroner. Let's see what you guys can do. So he lines you up by name. So Adam,
Yes.
you're the first to go in. What do you do?
Woo.
You learn these people's names really quick.
I'm assuming they already had like their IDs and everything.
Yeah, they have name tags on their feet.
Yeah.
First one, the old man, is William Nash. Next one is the woman, Gregory Nash. And then the kid is David Nash.
Okay,
And as
so
far
family.
as far as like the situation they were found in and all the evidence, you are given a case and you guys kind of read over this little case study here. Now, let me cut recording and get something else to drink. I'll be right back, then we can go over it. Okay, so here's the story in total. The guy with the briefcase opens up the briefcase, puts it on the table, and a projector pops out. He then projects onto the wall the following, while saying this, as well as handing you guys a document and passing it around. This is the Nash family.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. and Mrs. Nash, as well as Nash Jr. here. Although, the kid is not theirs. That is their grandchild. Were found about a day ago in their vehicle along the side of Highway 78, which is a highway that stretches most of the way across the entire country. It was found just shy north of our little city, so it's under our jurisdiction. They were found like this in their vehicle, along with their vehicle, which is currently down at the chop shop. We will be taking a trip down there soon. Well, he clicks a button in the briefcase. The projector then slides, revealing a projection of the vehicle in like a semi-deep burnt pit. The right side of the vehicle being entirely burned off, as if someone just took a plasma torch and burned it. And he says, we don't know exactly how this got here. There was no report of any fire or anything, but we believe this probably happened sometime around 12 o'clock or so, or 1 o'clock or so at night on the interstate. Unfortunately, there's not a lot known about the vehicle itself. It's actually quite old. The vehicle truly belonged in a museum. It was a little bit under 100 years old and was still in fully working condition. It was a Ford F98.
Jesus Christ, I'm surprised it fucking ran that long.
It was well taken care of and clearly a family vehicle, passed down from Mrs. Nash's father to her shortly afterwards. So we're actually almost certain that the Nashes here met through this vehicle, as it seems they had gotten married at a car show. It must have been a very precious vehicle to them, and it was worth a lot of money. Estimates put it at somewhere around $200,000 to $300,000, maybe more. Maybe $500,000 in total. It was worth a lot, so for someone to want to destroy it, or someone to destroy it, they clearly did not care about money. All of their possessions were left burnt in the car.
So not a robbery.
Not at all.
Hmm.
Even their pockets weren't emptied. The only thing that was clearly missing was something we had only come across later. Mr. Nash here, he says, pulling out a leather wallet, was missing all of the pictures from his photo album. Every single one of them. He was missing each picture from his photo album, except for two. The top one and the bottom one. We have told the kids...
Where are the top ones and bottom one?
What do you say?
Where are the top one and bottom one of?
They are pictures of him and his wife. There we go. They're pictures of him and his wife, respectively. Indeed. It is quite odd. Now let me adjust the volume one more time. There we go. It is quite odd. Every other picture was deliberately taken out. And the kid's body was the worst of them, which is odd considering he was not sitting on the right side of the vehicle, as the right side was the driver's seat. He was sitting on the left farthest side, so whoever did this clearly wanted to harm that child greatly.
Revenge crime?
Well, that's up to you all to find, as we have gathered addresses and dates for the next of kin of the victims, as well as the kin of the victims. Those being mostly the boy's parents, his siblings, and an uncle, which are the only living relatives of the family as far as we can tell. They all live up in a farmhouse not too far away. We don't really know much else, and nothing else was missing from the vehicle. The vehicle's at the chop shop downtown, if any of you want to take a look at it. It's at Rocky's Shop and Repair, currently being stored in the back as an evidence piece. Understand?
You said that I see on our victim here that William here had mud caked on his shoes.
Yes. So we're not too sure.
But he was in his car at the time of his death, right?
Yes. We were unable to determine if there was mud in the car because obviously the driver's side was almost completely disintegrated and melted. But he was in his vehicle at the time, and his body was found in there.
And we're certain that this was caused by a quirk, right?
Oh, as far as we know, yes, it may have been caused by some weapon of some kind, but a quirk is most likely to cause something like this. We don't have any suspects right now, though. Too many quirks could do something like this. But as far as the bodies go, the matriarch and patriarch of the family were actually sitting in front of each other. The old man was sitting in the driver's seat while the woman was sitting behind him in the back seat. The kid was sitting in the passenger seat. Which still is strange considering the state of the kid's body compared to theirs. He nods and says, I'll be leaving this briefcase here. The rest is in your hands. I expect good things out of you, Class 1A. He walks away.
Okay. A murder investigation. Very sudden. Wonder why they gave this to us.
Hard to say, Mr. Hawk says. I mean, this isn't exactly hero work, but it could be. I suppose they're wanting to test you guys not only on the field, but maybe in the office? I've never really done anything like this myself as well.
Well, I guess we should start by focusing on our strengths. I don't think any of us individually can probably solve this, considering our lack of experience in fields like this.
Yeah.
Aren't exactly detectives.
Maybe Sarah says, well, we have a lot of places we can go as well. Maybe we should split up and look in those individual locations between teams of us so we can collect information faster. Some of us are really good with technology, like Kiro here. You can control technology pretty well, can't you? And Kiro says, yeah, pretty much. I could definitely take a look at the car.
And David here is pretty good with any sort of interfacing and that sort of stuff. He may be able to help you there.
So we'll go off and take care of the chop shop in the vehicle, David says.
Yeah, see if I mean, it's an older car, but it seems like if he was able to afford something like that, they might have taken precautions with some surveillance. It's worth a guess.
He nods.
Because of my family's knack for old fucking things, would I actually know of anybody was like trying to get a hold of this car or anything about like a car like this?
Go ahead and make me a history roll.
Can you hold on 1 second? I'm fighting a frost alien and it's kind of killing me right now.
Okay.
I was not expecting to actually have to make a roll right off the rip.
You know, when I'm finally a player, I'm not gonna play any video games while we're doing this.
That is your choice. Yes, you can do that.
Man. I'm bleeding quite heavily from my cheek, but luckily enough, I've invested in band-aids in my room so I don't have to stop.
Was the wallet unburned?
Yeah, so it was in his left pocket.
Okay. How many pictures were taken, does it look like?
So out of the 14 in there were 12 that were taken.
12, huh? And it was kind of layered like top and bottom? Like he was at the top, his wife was at the bottom?
Yes.
Okay. I would imagine they would have taken pictures of his family. But why would they do that?
Targets, possibly. Damn it.
Maybe.
Well, how
But
about
why
this?
target this specific family?
How about this? Thing says from the corner.
That's why I want to know if this
anything in this report, say, I imagine we have like the full case, right?
Yeah, you have everything.
Does it report any because these pictures were taken, does the report say if the family members, like the family of the family members of the deceased, are under police supervision for their safety.
So the parents of the kid are. The uncle is not, as he lives a little bit out of the jurisdiction of this particular police station.
Damn, I only got
Okay.
7.
With that, I mean, there's a lot of people who could want a vehicle like that, even in its current state, right? Because it's still like a very, very viable vehicle. But
Yeah.
to do something like this, no, there's no one that directly comes to mind who is outwardly like violent in that way for something like this.
Yeah. Well, I've done all I can do.
The car was so half the car was shaved off, right?
Pretty much, it was mostly melted, but yes,
Melted. Did the gasoline ignite?
it did not.
Huh. The gasoline didn't ignite. So whatever they burned this car with wasn't reactive.
No.
It didn't. So we're clearly. So we can rule out chemical-based attacks.
Yeah.
Because any chemical-based reaction would have ignited the gas tank with this much damage.
Yeah.
Carson and
So
Krista
I think we're
say
definitely dealing with a quirk here, unless we're dealing with some really weird energy-based weapon.
they say
In which case, I have no idea how this serial killer got a hold of this stuff.
okay. We're gonna go talk to the family and such. See what they know.
See if there's anybody who their family has like a rivalry with or like an
Actually,
unhappy relation with.
who is their family? If he owns a car like this, do these people have money? Like, are these people rich?
They're upper middle class by what you can
Okay.
find in the document. They make about 5 or so million a year. They're just on the line, but behind the like 1%, the true 1%. They own.
So these guys.
Hmm?
Okay. I'm assuming they're like a rancher family because of how the guy's dressed.
Yes, they are a big rancher family, similar to
What?
like Goro's family.
Would my family have any idea who the fuck this family actually is?
That's a difficult one. Probably not, given where you live. Probably not.
Okay.
Hmm. Do they live in like a big like one of those like big rancher communities? I know those exist. Those I don't know what they're called, but like do they live out in the countryside?
I think you're thinking of like a farmstead.
Yeah,
it's
farmstead.
somewhat. They actually they live like all together. Them and their children and their son-in-law and everything live all together in the same like little community. So in a way, yes, but they have like enough money to where they live very close to the city.
Right.
The only
Okay.
one who doesn't is the uncle who lives outside of town.
Their family's quirk history. Can we get that pulled up?
Yes, you do. So, as far as quirks go, the old man had something odd for a quirk. There's not much use in this, as this quirk is a hero. So, it was reported that he had a quirk which he could touch any like living creature and know its, first of all, what antibiotics it contains and where they came from.
Okay.
The girl, the old woman, had something somewhat similar. she could touch any vehicle or piece of machinery and know every single detail about it that was not like created by a machine.
Okay, so all handcrafted components of vehicles she could know.
Yes.
Okay.
That would
They
make sense with the old car, with an old car.
they had a daughter by the name of Ruby Nash, who has since married, who now bears the name Ruby Stillen. They still live in the same house, however. She has a very strange mix of both abilities. She is able to diagnose exactly what is wrong with a vehicle or like any machinery.
Okay. Her husband, what is his quirk?
So, Mr. I can't even say that last name properly. It's a German last name. I want to say it's Strain, so I'll go with that. Mr. Strain is a odd businessman from Germany. You can find a lot about him immediately. First of all, you find pictures of these two on the internet. They both have like, social media accounts. Ruby herself is shorter. She's like 5'5", long blonde hair, blue eyes, very sweet looking, very kind looking. She's in her early like 30s now. Mr. Strain is a bald, taller, like 6'3", darker skinned, bald man who seems to be, by what you can find, an accountant for a banking firm in Switzerland.
Okay.
He's originally from Germany, by what you can find. Their son.
What was his quirk?
His quirk, it is not like you can't find any information on it.
Okay.
Their son does also have a quirk that is like public. His quirk is actually something you've heard of kind of before with Eve's like family and like everything you've gotten into with Eve. So his quirk is he is able to, by looking at it, touch or look at an object that is currently like in function and increase its total function by up to 10 times its value.
Okay.
Like monetary value or like efficiency value?
Efficiency. I think it also does work on like monetary things as well.
Okay.
This only lasts for a short time. Similar to Eve's quirk of multiplying force.
Hmm.
There is something else to note that you guys read as you guys are kind of standing here, but it is small. Thing like reads over the papers once again, and she starts like shuffling through them, poking half of her torso out of her giant xenomorph like body. She shuffles through them with her arms and she says, "Oh, if it matters, the back of the car was burnt a lot more than the front." The
back.
She shows pictures of the back, like the bed of the truck. The bed of the truck was completely like burned out all the way through to the ground. It was just ashed, and a bunch of wood chips were laying in the crater.
What? Wood chips?
Yeah, wood chips.
Why would there be wood chips?
It's a good question.
It's a car.
Yeah.
Were they carrying? I mean, it's a truck, right? Were they carrying any wood in the back?
That's impossible to say by something like this. If there was, it's fucking nothing now.
Um, where was their last reported location?
Their
Like, where
last
did they drive from?
their house, shortly outside of town on the interstate. They had left their house sometime around 10 o'clock. Their intended
Um,
location is unknown. That's something you're going to have to find out.
any phone records?
No phone records, no phone calls were made.
What about before they left?
Before they left, like a couple hours before they left, yes, there is one phone call outgoing from the old man's cell phone.
Where was it going to?
It was going to just a man by the God. I can't take these like Italian names. These French, Italian, Germanic names. I'm gonna say that's Umel. Yeah, it's Umil. Umil. A man by the name of Marcus Umil, who lives in the city.
Okay. Anything to note about Marcus Amiel?
There's like a long, like you can get into the old man's phone, right? Because he doesn't have a password on it, right? The other two do, but the old man does not. Just like looking through his phone, there's not really too much like access or like just activity on it in general. Just the normal sort of standard things like a person would go through. But Marcus Umul was a pyrotechnic expert that the old man knew. There was like a small call history between the two of them.
Pyrotechnic.
Yes, pyrotechnic expert.
In the police database, I want to look up him and what his quirk is.
Marcus Umul is a German immigrant who has no quirk.
No listed quirk or no
Quirk.
quirk at all?
He's just quirkless.
What do you guys think? Pyrotechnic expert. Last person to talk to William. He might have known where he went.
Hmm.
The method of the burning is currently unknown, but I guess it's not impossible that he might have known. At the very least, he might know something about the burning of the car.
It's also strange that they never messaged each other. Is that weird?
What do you mean?
Well, this is Thing saying this. She says, I mean, look at it like this. They have a long call history. We can see that on the phone up to 5 years ago. But they've never messaged each other over text messages before.
Older generations don't really like using text messaging.
I mean, maybe it falls out of style for each and every old generation that comes through, but surely in these 5 years, he would have sent one message.
That is true. Why wouldn't they? Does he use text with other people? Like, what does his text history look like?
He does. He uses text messages with other people.
Just specifically with Marcus.
I want to check
he
his
is
delete history to see if he's deleted, like he's deleting the fucking messages he's had.
No messages have been deleted.
I mean, Marcus is German. He might be able to speak the language, might not be able to write it.
Possibly. How about this? I'll stay here with the bodies. You two go talk to Marcus. All right? He's kind of our lead suspect right now, given his profession, but he might know something about this. What if this was
Maybe.
some kind of accident?
It could be. I was considering that. Like, if the kid has the ability to multiply any functioning equipment by 10 times its power, that could explain why there was more burning in the back. He was in the rear, and why he was burned more.
What about the missing photos then? Mr. Hawk says.
That's the confusing part. Clearly, someone was interested in taking the photos. Or are we sure that the photos weren't removed before the car trip?
Unfortunately, no. That's something we're going to have to interview the children about. The son-in-law and the rest. The kid does have a sibling, though, so maybe they know something. It's an older sibling.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
You're an expert on heat, I would say, yes?
Why, thank you.
You know a good bit about it?
Certainly.
Do you know how hot damage like this would have to be to this car? To do this to the car without, immolating the gas tank?
Well, honestly, for something to not destroy the gas tank like that, it reminds me less of an explosion and more like a magnifying glass. Look at it like this. It
Like
was a
pure
large.
heat.
What'd you say?
Pure heat, right?
Yeah. It was a sustained quantity of heat on the surface of the area. But the thing is, there's there's wood chips, but there's no shards. The thing is melted. Which does lead me to believe either it was a large quantity of heat or maybe it was some kind of weird interaction with a quirk. If there wasn't an explosion, that means it was sustained. It was purposefully melted.
Yeah.
But hold on. Cars like that are primarily made out of some materials like fiberglass. So it doesn't take a whole lot to melt them necessarily. Fiberglass and aluminum is what makes up that car's body. The engine, by what I'm seeing, is kind of intact, so probably wasn't
What about the
something
frame?
too hot. Huh?
What about the frame?
Frame was mostly made of the same thing. Frames like that are made out of really thin steel, so you can pretty easily melt it or bend it at the very least if there's a large quantity of weight on it.
Based on the images, can we determine the direction the heat was facing?
Yes. It came from somewhere. Jason could definitely tell something like this, considering it's his thing. He says it clearly came from somewhere near the front of the vehicle.
So someone or something was in the front and blasted a large quantity of heat towards the vehicle, causing it to self-combust.
Indeed. There was.
Well, assuming, okay, well, you can do two lines of thought. Either this came from a quirk or it didn't. To flash burn something like that without a quirk would require a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, you've actually heard of something like this. You're there, right? I'm not just talking to the air.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I'm listening.
In richer circles, you remember, thanks to a certain building in a very large city, specifically Seattle, in America, there had started this trend amongst rich people, amongst the upper class, where they would build houses made in certain odd metallic, like full metallic shapes.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember, thanks to the shapes they were building them in, it would cause a hell of a lot of light to fracture and pinpoint on specific locations on their house, making the house very cool, but like a massive magnifying glass, it would melt structures nearby. It was a big issue that happened in neighborhoods, like melting fences and such.
Yeah.
So you've seen something like this before.
I'll bring up the fact
Question.
that I've seen that before.
Okay. Hmm. So what powers these things? Like, what would be the power source typically?
For what?
The
No, it's like
because
the way that
is
the
it
house.
mirrors?
No,
It's
it's made out
incredibly,
of reflective metallic metal.
yeah. It's like
So
really
the
reflective.
metal would pretty much catch the sun's rays and reflect it off of itself and like condense it, and the points where the light would escape would be super condensed sunlight, and it would essentially just melt or burn anything that it was like just
Hmm.
happening to be facing towards.
Yeah,
Problem. It was midnight.
it was.
And as
Yeah,
far as I know,
but that's
moonlight is not nearly strong enough to do something like that. So it's significantly weaker than even sunlight. So
yeah. I mean,
I
but
suppose,
you also do have a person who can amplify how anything works.
yeah, but the kid was
And
in the car. Why would it be if the energy came from the outside?
he could have amplified it once it hit him or as it was coming in.
Yeah, but he affects machinery, technology, not phenomena.
Hmm. What if it was a machine doing it?
Yeah.
How would he affect the machine from? Hmm. Well, okay.
We'll have
Was
the people
are any
who
of the
are
tires left?
we have a group going towards the road, correct?
Yes, to the like scene and everything. Yes.
Yeah. Tell them to check back farther down from where the car was found, like from the direction that it came, to see if there's anything or any like trace of something being like in the like way of the road.
Because
Okay.
I'm curious, was the car in motion or stationary when it was burned?
It it's unclear. That's probably what the guys going to the chop shop are gonna try and find out.
Okay. I'll
David and the
I'll
rest.
message David to tell him to. What'd you say?
David and the rest.
Wait, are they going to the chop shop or the actual like scene where the car was found?
Both.
Okay. Yeah, because if they can find just tire tracks, then yeah, it would prove that it was just in motion.
But as
Because
far
I
as
would
the
want to
tires
ask.
go,
I would just text David to check if any of the like what direction the tires were burned in, because if they were only burned in the front, then that means that the car was stationary. If they were burned all the way around, that means the wheels were turning.
I'll see what I can find. We're still on our way there. It's a 10-minute drive though, so shouldn't be too long. Good luck. What are you going to be doing?
Speaking with
I think
a
we're
associate of the deceased.
there's this guy, Marcus Mule. He was the last one to be in contact with William before the accident. Well, accident at this point. We are he's a pyrotechnic expert.
Hmm.
So currently he's our lead suspect.
Pyrotechnic expert. All right. Good luck. Let me cut recording here and go to the bathroom. Adam, you remember this place. You guys take a 5-minute drive down to where he lives.
It's weird that I remember that. Oh, does he do like fucking like big fancy firework displays?
He does, actually. He owns a fireworks shop. You remember ordering stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I see him all the time then because I'm pretty sure my mom does pyrotechnics.